What's up, YouTube? I'm Brett from Rants. As always, guys, if y'all enjoy our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. We're on the road to 1,000, and we hope you guys will help us get there. Alright, so, normally here on Rants, we talk about movies, TV series, occasionally books, but only if they're related to a TV series or movie that is relatable to this channel. Now, of course, A Song of Ice and Fire, American Gods, Percy Jackson, Harry Potter, and so forth. Rarely do we talk about video games, and it's not because we're not gamers. We actually are. Lance and I have been gamers since we were children. Big gamers, actually. But the reason why we don't usually reference anything when it comes to games is because of, if we did, every game that we love or that that had come out, trailers, whatever it may be, we'd be spending all of our time doing that instead of what we normally do here on Rants or Us. Of course, we have talked about Borderlands turning into a movie, and of course the casting that goes around that. We've also talked about Hogwarts Legacy with Harry Potter. But today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Instead of ranting about stuff, I'm actually going to make a plea to Hollywood. Yes, you Hollywood. The same Hollywood that I talk crap about 24/7, especially on this channel. But I'm going to make a plea that y'all turn Days Gone into a TV series. It don't have to be a movie. A TV series would be just fine. Now, for y'all that do not know what Days Gone is, it's probably your typical post-apocalyptic world that we've all seen a million times. Where you've got all these different camps that are trying to survive during this time. It's kind of pretty similar to The Walking Dead in a lot of different ways. Basically, it's like Sons of Anarchy meet The Walking Dead, is what you could basically say about that. I know a lot of y'all might say, that game was kind of mediocre. But then there's this other element or this other faction that would say that this game is brilliant. I tend to go with the brilliant part. But I do understand both views on the subject, though. The first 10 hours of Days Gone really was repetitive to me. It didn't connect with me quite as much as it did later on throughout the game. I got a strong attachment to the main character, and that's what actually kept me progressing further. Where normally I would have probably dropped the game after, like I said, probably the first 10 hours of gameplay. Because, like I said, it was just your typical zombie game that's come out. We've seen it a million times before. Probably the only difference between this zombie game and other games, at least through the first 10 hours, was the beautiful Oregon backdrop. That was it. But like I said, as I progressed through the game, that Oregon backdrop turned into something that was less about the beauty of it and more about how the landscape come alive. You have a lot of these freakers, which are the zombies in the game. You find them hunting not just people, but you find them hunting, wild game, and you see them sometimes catch it. Like it's almost like an animalistic view of these zombies. They're not the type of zombies that you see in, The Walking Dead, where they're those kind of things. No, they're not that. They're the kind that will literally chase you down in a vehicle. Like, they are, you can hardly get away from them. Even in an open world like this, it is still, you will get overwhelmed really quick, especially if you come across a horde, which is just frightening in itself. You talk about something that's action-packed, come across a horde in this game. That is action-packed. Your heart will be pumping on that. You'll be breaking your controller trying to get away. But the character Deacon St. John, who's played by Sam Witwer, and of course, any of y'all that probably are Smallville fans or the Force Unleashed fans will probably recognize him. He's a great actor, and he does a great job as Deacon St. John, the main protagonist of this series. He is what will keep you through the slow parts of the game. He'll keep you going because you want to know more about this character. What is so different about this character than other characters in zombie apocalypses is he's not so much as trying to survive. Because this game, yes, it does have its action sequences, but overall, it's a pretty laid back game. If you don't really want to deal with the zombies, you don't go out there at night. If you want to just explore the world, go out there during the daytime, and you really won't have to come across them quite often. But Deacon St. John is a wonderful character simply because, like I said, he's not all about the action, trying to survive. He's about trying to build relationships to help those around him. He helps, of course, his friend Boozer. Normally where instead of just letting his friend die, he goes to extremes to try to save him. He helps a girl in need that had just lost her family. Of course, he's mourning from the loss of his own wife, who he thinks is, lost forever, dead and gone. But he also tries to help these different varying camps. He doesn't aspire to one single orthodoxy. He is just more, whichever camp he's at, he finds the emotional attachment to that camp, and he actually, you'll find yourself looking at him in a different light depending upon what camp he's actually at, which gives some really depth to his character in general, which again would make him a perfect protagonist for a TV series. Another thing, when it comes to this game is, I've spoken about the freakers in this game. They come in all different shapes and sizes. They come in kids. They come in, bodybuilder looking things. They come in the animals around you, bears, wolves, and cougars, and so forth. They come in all different shapes and sizes. Now, the first time that you come across a newt, which is a kid zombie, it hurts coming across them. I would find myself trying to stay away from them because never have I come across a zombie that I felt bad in harming. Is those newts I felt really bad in harming. So I'd completely try to stay away from that. And there's actually a story arc where Deacon St. John, he's normally takes them out without even thinking about it, but then he comes to realize, oh my goodness, these used to be someone's children, and that changes his whole mindset on the situation. But the evolutionary development of these freakers is what makes this game so frightening, because they're growing in intelligence, they're growing in numbers. People don't really understand them. They don't know what is going on. They're adapting to the situation around them. In fact, they're actually even becoming the most dominant species on the earth, intelligence-wise. When it comes to things, they're not just using overwhelming odds and numbers against the humans. They're actually learning how to hunt the humans, hunt the animals, even hunting dogs in certain areas. There's some really crazy things that go on with this game when it comes to these freakers. I mean, it's like nothing like I've ever seen in any zombie game. Where that, of course, you take Resident Evil, you have the big baddie, and then you have these different kinds of them, but they're not you don't really get the sense that, okay, at the beginning of this they're going to be easy, and then at the end of this game they're going to be more difficult. That's what happens in this game. And if you had a TV series that was based on that, each season would get progressively worse, until it got to the point where it just would look like there's no way our heroes could survive at any point, because the earth at that point would not be livable with these creatures. But I mean, there's just that, and of course, like I said, there is the emotionally driven story, where they give background to each and every single one of the main characters. I love that aspect of it. I love how these characters make amends with their past, or either suffer in their past, but then they also try to make advancements to deal with the situation around them, while also still in that mourning phase. Like I said, it's not totally action packed, and that's what causes the player. The development of each and every one of these characters. Like another thing is one thing that would always drive me crazy on The Walking Dead is you would have good and bad camps. Of course, you'd have the Negan camp, and then you'd have, the good camp, the camp that, was the main protagonist of the series. That happens a lot in The Walking Dead. But in this series, for the most part, not in this series, but in this game, for the most part, the camps are neither good nor evil. You can look at it and in the eyes of course, one of them does become military, kind of like a little military or militia, and they do their attacks, but they're not intentionally trying to, they're not doing it for some crazy belief system. They're doing it because anything that is against them will maybe possibly harm them. And they're not doing it to just take things from people. To me, that's the most beautiful aspect of this game too, is each one of these camps, you can love people in every single one of these camps. To me, if you had a TV series that was based off of just these camps alone, you could spend hours and hours just enjoying every single one of these people, these characters, side characters, whatever they may be, whether they be main or side characters, and you can enjoy them for hours. That's why I say I don't think a movie would work out too good, but I think a TV series of this would be absolutely and totally perfect. Like I said, to me, this game was like no other post-apocalyptic game. It was not as dreary at times as what you might think. There's one thing that the Deacon St. John and that Sam Witwer brought to Deacon St. John, and that's that kind of sarcasm, that dry sarcasm, where I enjoyed just even driving and just listening to the radio, and him just cursing out the radio about this guy's so full of crap and all this other kind of stuff. Like that alone, you could have a road trip that was on just one episode where he's just basically talking to the radio and maybe fighting off some of the the hordes or whatever coming across it, or saving someone. You can have all these little episodes that could just be just a road trip episode. Another thing that would be absolutely horrifying to see in a TV series of Days Gone would be the animals. The animals, oh my goodness, there is times that even I got freaked out playing this game. When you're just driving along, especially if it's at night, and these wolves are like chasing you down, and there's nothing you can do. Like, you can shoot them, you have to do this timely shot, or these wolves are going to just knock you off your bike at full speed. if you added that to a TV series, oh my goodness, that would be frightening. Them driving along in the highway and these wolves ramming into the cars, or bears ramming into the cars trying to break through. That would be like something that alone would be more frightening than any freaker or zombie or anything out there could be. Just the animals alone, because you get this feeling that you're never safe. Um, Even if there's no zombies around, you still got to deal with these infected animals. Even the crows are scary in this game. They're a nuisance, but they do have their moments where that you just kind of feel like, how do I defeat these things? But overall, I mean, that is my take on this. That is the reason why I believe all of what I've just mentioned is the reason why I believe this would actually be a really good TV series. I mean, it just has a great protagonist. It has a great storyline to it. It's not your normal action-packed zombie apocalypse game. It's not dreary. It's got beautiful scenery. Just a beautiful outlook that some of these characters have on life. It's not just your down and out, we have to survive situation. It is more of, we're going to, bring back humanity. While all these zombies and all that are out there, they're still trying to work to bring back humanity. That to me is a beautiful. It's not one of those things where at the very end they're like, okay, now we can start to, make this world anew. No, it's actually the polar opposite. Throughout the game, people are just like, you know what? Yeah, we got these zombies out here, but we're going to try to bring back electricity. We're going to try to make things as normal as what we possibly can. That to me was so different from any other zombie game that I played, where that usually the rebuilding begins when you've defeated everything in the game. I think this would be a perfect TV series. Y'all guys, let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think would y'all even want to see this as a TV series? Did y'all even enjoy the game? Let me know what y'all thought of the game. I personally love this game. I played this game a million times. I think I've beat basically everything in it. I've probably been on every inch of this game. I love this game. Love, love, love this game. Like I said, I mean, just the interactions between Boozer and Deacon St. John was just worth it. It was worth the price to pay for this game. And I would love to see that interaction between them in a TV series. But let me know what y'all think, guys. And as always, thanks for watching.